Let me show you what Qaeedah 11 is. We'll take a letter here, Hamza. I'm going to show you the 11 things that you need to know about this letter, and then you need to do the same with all the rest of the 28 Arabic letters. And if you can do that successfully, you can read any word in Quran. I want to know if you know the name of this letter. What's the name of this letter? What do we call it, guys? This letter is read as a Hamza. That's actually the name of the letter. You gotta know the name of the letter. Although you know the name of this letter, this is not enough. Wow, let me explain. Because most of the time in Quran, you're not going to be reading it like this. You will be reading it an active letter. So the second rule is when Hamza or any letter like Hamza have a fatha on top, we pronounce it as what? Zaid, how do you pronounce it? Well done. If Hamza, this is rule number 3, has a kasra, how do we pronounce it? Musa. Musa?
Yeah?
How do you pronounce Hamza with the kasra?
You pronounce it like E.
Well done. Rule number 4, when Hamza has a dumma on top, how do we pronounce it, Rumaisa?
Ooh.
Well done. Ooh. Rule number 5. Now, by the way, this rule applies to all the letters, but I'm just taking Hamza as an example because you guys chose Hamza as the favorite letter in the world. Rule number 5 says when Hamza is silent, we pronounce it as a silent Hamza. But how do we do that? I don't know how to do that. Well, you bring in an active letter. So I'm going to do that. Mim fatha. I'm just for the sake of an example here. Mim fatha. Rule number 5 says, do not read the letter when it's silent, when it's on its own. Do not read the letter when it's silent. So what do? We find an active letter. Now, this is Mim Fatha Hamza Sukun. How do we pronounce Mim Fatha Hamza Sukun? I just want you to say the word to me, Zaid. You hear that? Guys, you hear that? That sound coming from New York. Ma. Ma. That's a Hamza. Ma. Look at that Hamza. It's a silent Hamza. It's a what? Silent Hamza. Next rule says you need to know how to say Hamza with the stretching letters. So here's what happens. When we have a letter such as Hamza and it comes with an alif, we stretch it. Yeah? This is the same Hamza, but now we have it with the alif. What do we do with an Arabic letter that comes with an alif that has a fatha on top? Jawaria, how do we say? Bole bole? She's saying When we have a letter with the kasra but ya with it, how do we read it? Akhtar? Akhtar gone. Musa, how do we say Hamza that has a kasra that comes with ya?
E.
E. How do we say a Hamza that has a dumma and with empty wow? Zain?
Ooh.
Well done. Ooh. We call this rule of stretching letters. Okay. I'm going to explain this a little bit more so we can benefit Fatima here. Seen. Let's go to Quran. The more rules you know, the better your recitation will become. The less mistakes you will make. I'm going to give an example. We had a reciter earlier on who was reading this, and the reciter said, وَرَأَيْتَ النَّاسَ. Why this is not nasa? Musa, why? Musa.
Because it isn't like the scene isn't stretching because there is no stretching letter to stretch the scene. There's
well done. Sorry, I muted you. Okay, there you go. You were done. There is no stretching letter here. And then the reciter said, Dinillahi. Why is it wrong if I say Dinillahi, Zain?
because you're stretching the
Why? Why should I not stretch it?
Because it doesn't have a yeah.
There is no ya after it. There is no ya. Now, stretching letter can also be a small letter. That's rule number 6, by the way. Rule number 7 says, trick me not, I am smart. Who's smart here? Say me. Say me. Look at this. We call this easy letters. Mim fatha waw sukoon maw, mim fatha ya sukoon may. You may think these are stretching letters, but they're not, because look at the sukoon on top of them. They have this sukoon on top. We call them easy letters. After you learn this rule, now you gotta go to rule number 8, and rule number 8 says you gotta know how to say hamza with the shadda on top. A hamza with the shadda on top means there are two hamzas. The first one is silent, the second one has whatever hamza has on top. So we learn this. So for example, and I'm making this very simple, yeah, so you guys can understand it. The shadda, the rule of the shadda says that you read the letter twice. First time as a silent letter, second time as an active letter. So this is silent, this is active. Look at this now. I'm reading this word, you. First time I read here as a silent letter, second time I read here as an active letter. Here, if I add the same meme here, if I just pull this meme and I put it in front of this hamza, meme fatha, hamza sukoon, and then you read hamza with the fatha. So who can read this for me? Zaid? Are you stretched, Hamza? You shouldn't. Huh? Ma'a. Well done. Ma'a. There we go. This is ma'a. You learn the rule of shadda. Rule number 8. Rule number 8 says you need to know how to say al hamza with 2 fathas on top, 2 kasras underneath, and 2 dummatain on top. Hamza with fathatain sounds like what, Musa?
What's the question again?
Excuse me. Hamza fathatain. Hamza kasratain.
Un.
Very good. Un. You gotta learn how to say any Arabic letter with tanveen on top or underneath it. Then rule number 9, which I explained. Then rule number 10 is called exceptional letters. Sometimes there is an exception to Hamza. You don't read it. Sometimes some letters, there are exceptional rules to them. Some letters, sometimes. Not all the times. Yeah? You gotta learn to take all of this and apply it in Quran. If you can do that, you have successfully mastered Qaeedah. My online program is 11 courses. But each course have sub-courses. So for example, chapter number 1 have 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and you keep going on until you master chapter number 1. We have about 300,000 people watching our content online. And you're one of them. But no, you're different. You're a bit serious. No one would watch a long clip like this one if they're not serious. Well, if you're serious, I want to congratulate you and I would like to welcome you. I would like to welcome you to join our Zoom madrasa where I can teach you Quran, Tajweed, Qaeedah, calligraphy, and trust me, it's fun. Check the link in the description. Join us inshallah ta'ala. You can be in a class where I can correct you and teach you, and it's fun. And we always keep it simple. Salam.